Okay, today you're going to be investigating total interest of an annuity. We're going to use two different time value of money calculators, which allows us to figure out how much money currently a value is currently worth if we were to invest it into the future. Okay, so an annuity is a series of equal payments which have to be made periodically. All the payments are always earning the same interest rate per annum. We're only going to be concerned with annuities whose compounding periods are the same as the payment periods. It is possible to have different ones, but we're not going to be concerned with that. Paying off a loan can be an example of an annuity because you are making regular payments, so that is payments over a same period of time of the same value. And investing money could also be seen as an annuity if you save the same weekly amount or the same monthly amount, etc. We're only going to be looking at what's known as an ordinary annuity, where payments are made at the end of a period. So here are some examples of annuities. If there was a loan, you could say that Bob is making a monthly payment of $135 to pay off his car over 6 years. So I've got the various years here, 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. And it's monthly payments, so there's actually like 12 happening in here for each of these years. And at each of these 12 tick marks, it's $135. We're paying off a loan in order, and of course there's going to be an interest rate charged to that. So it's not just that it's worth $135, it's going to be multiplied by whatever my interest rate is in terms of the monthly compounding period. So, it's going to be something along those sorts of lines. But then it has to have a power to bring it back to the present value of his car. So it's going to be a various amount, 135 paid 1 month. Years from now is not going to compound as long as 135 that's paid off now. Okay, so those are going to have differing values. So that's why it's more complex. Then we can't use our regular exponential function, and so we're going to use a tool instead. Another option then is an investment annuity. So here Jack's going to invest $50 weekly into his retirement fund. He's going to do that for 30 years. So he's making, let's see, 30 times 52 payments. And so that means he would have $50 invested 30 times 52. So he's going to be making a significant number of investments. Let's see if I can just estimate this. This is 5 times 5 is 25 with 2 zeros on the end, so we're talking 2,500. Times 3 is 7,500 with another 0. So he's looking at investing like $75,000, but that's just the amount that's paid. There's going to be interest earned, so his investment should be worth significantly more than that. Okay, so I have the Farm Credit Canada website here. You'll see it's FCC, and if you just type fcc.ca, you'll get there. And then we want to select, I hope I can select it. There we go. We want to select the tools and resources of equipment loan. And so we'll go there. And once we have the equipment loan, you have an option of choosing your frequency of annual, semi-annual, quarterly, monthly, bi-monthly, weekly, etc. So we'll just start right now with annual interest. And let's say I want an equipment loan of $100,000 or just a loan of $100,000. And the interest rate we could use is, let's go with 7%, which is fairly high right now. But I want to amortize it over a period of 6 years. So that means that my my work must be calculated, so my interest must be calculated over 6 years to pay off this $100,000 loan. So I'm going to hit calculate. So my annual payment becomes, I think that worked. So my annual payment becomes $58 cents. And my total payment of my $100,000 over that 6-year period is altogether that I have to pay off $125,800 $77.48. So I've made quite a lot of interest payments. I'm also going to then change, what would it change if I still borrow the $100,000, but I want to borrow it and make payments more than once a month. So I'm going to scroll up, I hope, not there. I'm going to scroll up and I'm going to change from annual payments to, let's say, weekly payments. And I'm going to hit calculate. Now, of course, my payment is going to be significantly less because instead of paying once a year, I'm paying every week. So this number, if I times it by 52, is how much I'm paying annually. The total interest, though, you'll see is slightly less than the interest that I had when I was paying annually. And then the total amount, that is the $100,000 that I borrowed, and then the interest as well, the $22,000 is in here altogether. So altogether, I've paid $122,532.07. So we're going to use the Farm Credit Canada site in order to investigate what happens when you change the frequency of the payment, but we still want to be paying it off in a certain period of time. Okay, so the interest rate won't change and the period of time won't change. We're just going to be changing when that payment is and investigating the total interest. So this is actually the worksheet that you'll be using in order to do our investigation, as I was just talking about. And we had looked at an annual payment of what we were looking at for a loan amount of $100,000. So you're going to use a different amount, please. And my interest rate that I looked at was 7% with an amortization of 6 years. So my annual payment was 20,000 something. I'll have to look that back up, with a total interest of 25,000 something. And the total amount paid annually in this case is just going to be the 20,000 value. But when I had looked up weekly, remember I was only paying $355 or something as my payment. So my $355 times 52 is going to be the total amount paid annually. So that's what you want to fill out in order to complete the investigation with FCC. And our goal then is to figure out how can we change the various compounding periods and save the most amount of money. So we're actually going to be looking at the total interest, but we should be hopefully paying the same amount annually, or approximately the same. Okay, we also have the Zen Wealth TVM calculator. The link is also attached. And so we can use this to do lump sum payments, as was demonstrated in class the other day. If I had invested $3,000 right now at a rate of 12%, and I'm investing, let's say, monthly, if I want to do that for 2 years, that's 2 times 12, because it's 2 years with 12 a month, so 24. I'm not going to make a payment, and I'd like to know what my future value is. So to figure that out, I just hit the FV button, and it calculates it for me. So we'll find out here that if I had invested $3,000, $3,000 invested for 2 years at 12%, compounded monthly, then I wind up with a value of $3,809.20, which actually means that the interest that I earn is going to be, let's do $3,809.20, subtract 3,000. Yes, I can do this in my head. So I'm going to make an interest of $809.20. So that would be my total interest. So what I'm asking you to do then is to investigate an amount of money that you would like to invest per year. So potentially you want to invest, let's say, $2,400 per year. That's easy to use and divide by. Pick any interest rate you want, whether you want 50%, which is totally unreasonable, or something slightly more reasonable like 4%, you're welcome to use it. And then amortization is the total length of, sorry, it's not a loan this time, the total length of your investment. So perhaps you're going to invest for 10 years because you're saving up for a new house. I'm not sure. So we do need to have the number of periods per year. This was posted the other day, but it would be good if you can actually remember that as well. So of course, annually means one per year, and we could possibly investigate weekly here, which would be 52. The payment, you're going to need to calculate. So I'm reminding you that you want to take the amount per year. So in my case, it was $2,400, and divide by your number of periods, so you know how much you're paying for each time. So this is going to be something like 2,400 divided by 52, and that value becomes, it's approximately $46.15. We're going to have to round that down, so I need a little approximate sign. So every week I'm investing $46.15, and then I'm going to use my Zen Wealth, right? So the one I just demonstrated, we are going to put in for our payment. Well, let me just demonstrate here. Okay, so I'm going to use Zen Wealth to figure out what the future value of my investment will be. So I'm going to be making a payment of, $46.15. Oops, that needs to be negative, because when the money comes out of my pocket with a TVM calculator, that's when you make it negative. The interest rate that we said we were going to use was 4%. And we were going to use 10 years, and it's weekly, so 10 years times 52 weeks is going to be 520. I don't know my future value, that's what I'll be looking for. I do need to make sure that I have weekly selected here. Whoops. And the present value is, right now I'm starting with nothing. These are payments I'm going to be making every week for the next 10 years. So in order to figure out the future value, then all I need to do is hit the FV button, and that will calculate my future value for me. So what I see then is if I make payments for 10 years at 4%, and the payment is $46.15 per week, then in the end I will have a value of $29,493.26. Now I haven't paid that much, right? I have paid $46 times 520 payments. So this is the value that I've invested. The value paid is 46.15 multiplied by 520. So let's just calculate that. So it turns out when you do calculate that, that's only a total of $23,998. But you'll see that I'm actually worth significantly more than that, right? So if I wanted to calculate the interest there, then to calculate the interest, I would just take the total value, $29,493.26, and subtract away the total amount that I've paid, $23,998 even, and let's see what that gives us. So that gives us what looks to be a total interest of $5,495.26. So that's not so bad for a 10-year investment. So that's the way that we are investigating our annuity with the time value of money. So that is when we're investigating the same amount per year, so the same dollars per year, but what happens if you want to change the frequency. So the frequency of how often you're paying and how often you're earning interest is what we're investigating here. So we have just found out that we are going to have $5,495.26 in interest for weekly payments if I'm going to be investing $2,400 a year at 4%, but it's about the weekly payments. So again, we're trying to figure out what's the best way. So how do I get the best interest in order to always invest the same amount of money? So do I want to do annually, weekly, etc.? So these results should be summarized under question 1, and then when you've looked at everyone else's responses on Google Classroom, tell us what you think. How do you think you can best save money? Give me 3 pointers. Good luck.